Hi everyone, this is Crimson Fox 45 and we're going to be trying out Rosemary's Floriograph from the event of Honkai Impact 3rd versions 4.2. So let's start with the first one. It was indeed a tragic scene. Merciless rain poured down, but the remaining fires were still relentlessly burning all over the ruins. The building that was once called home had been wrecked and was almost unrecognizable. The bright full moon in the sky was witnessing everything cruelly and soundlessly. The girl opened her mouth weakly. Raindrops moistened her dry throat. To her surprise, the rain tasted a bit sweet. The 3 hideous lacerations on her chest looked like scores by a claw. The rain diluted blood formed a puddle, an undoubtedly fatal injury. London bridges falling down. In this horrifying scene of devastation, the girl somehow started to hum a Mother Goose nursery rhyme. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. The air was filled with the odors of mud and ash, and the scent of a certain type of plant being slightly burnt. The girl knew the scent. Built it up with iron and steel. It's from a flowering plant named Rosemary. Its bloom has a soothing fragrance. Build it up with iron steel, my fair lady. She and Joey would never forget the taste of the burger patties seasoned with rosemary made by their big sister. Sis, Joey. The girl who had accepted her fate of death realized a reason to live. She struggled to raise her hand to the moon. Please help us. The rain kept pouring down on her, mercilessly taking away her remaining body temperature. But the girl did not care. She was still firmly reaching out her hand, begging in a hoarse voice to the moon. Please, at least save Joe. But it was a futile effort of dying. The gleam of moonlight in the girl's eyes dimmed eventually. However, you're still alive? A man took a hand that was weakly hanging in the air. Her vision was already so blurred that she could not barely see anything, but for some reason the man's face was clear. She knew that face, but it became strange due to the regret, contentment, loss, anger, and some other emotions on it. Unrecognizable, but awfully clear, because he, like her, was standing on the cliff edge, surrounded by the whispers and hysterical laughters of the monsters in the abyss below. Sensei. Yes, it is I. Thank you. You're still alive. Thank you. I'm so sorry. So sorry. She didn't know what he was thanking her for. He immersed himself in emotions, repeatedly begging for forgiveness. My sister, is she alive? She is fine, and her leg injury is getting better. You'll get better too, I promise. This obvious lie somehow put a smile on the dying girl's face. No need. I know my own body. There's no hope for me at this point. I'm sorry. If only I could find out earlier. But I knew what already happened could not be undone. No need to apologize, Sensei. I won't. Forgive you anyway. The cruelty of her words was conveyed via her weak voice. I resent you as much as how I trusted you. But if you determine to save someone, please, I promise, save Joey, save Geoffrey. The man responded without thinking, but the sincerity in his words could be heard. Keep your promise. Sensei, it's a promise and also a curse. I will. I promise to let him die as a human, even if it means I may have to exchange my soul with the devil. I promise. The man repented as he repeated as if he was trying to leave his weakness all behind. His resolution was inundated by the rain. It was hard to tell whether it was rainwater or tears of remorse on his face, while the girls whose hand was being held by him had soundlessly fell into eternal slumber. Everyone is a difficult puzzle, but when countless individuals are put together, patterns will emerge. You can't predict one person's personality, but you still know the common features of humanity. Personalities of different individuals vary, but the commonalities will never change. For example, it is humanity's karma to believe in lies, jewelry, deities, stories, to name a few, which is why I choose to become a novelist. My name is Colin Doyle, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry about that. I'm a doctor. I'm now walking up the stairs to study on the second floor of my clinic. I'm about to meet a very special guest, who is neither my friend nor my informant. But he has just experienced a perilous journey with me not long ago. She holds intel that I failed to decipher at all. It's about the disturbing serial killings that took place in Saint Fountain, the desolate city. Though my investigation has unraveled the ins and outs of the incident, there's still disquieting about it. Something disquieting about it. I finished the 17th step that led from up the hall to the second floor, swallowed hard and reached for the door handle. It's still before the appointed time, but according to my landlady, my charming guest has arrived half an hour early. I know you want something from me. The confident, breezy manner is sending me a message. Huh. So it's all about how much the bargaining chip I have in my hand is worth. Is this woman indeed a tough opponent? To find a motive, I have to sort out the entire case from the beginning. I slowly turn the door handle. Looks like this night will be no longer than I expected. Okay, that is a very tragic story so far. Sure. Okay, welcome to Fallen Rosemary's theme story. Waiting for you ahead is an uncanny serial murder case and the even more canny truth behind it. Okay? Case records. Tap case records to play story stages and investigate the case of Conan Doyle, the novelist, to reveal the truth. Oh, okay, case records, okay. Yeah. Oh, she moved. Okay, tap daily investigations and play daily investigations and extra stages to get event tokens, evidence level buffs, plus X buffs to boost the Valkyrie. Daily investigation. Well, let's jump into case records. First, to unfold the story step by step. Okay, so, okay. Oh, this is cool. I like how I just switched to the side here. That's so cool. Okay. Prelude. Wait, didn't we already do this? Or is this different? Oh, wait. The distinguished detective Mr. Holmes is reading the newspaper on the train. He is posed an organized man. Sorry, organized man. I knew it was going to be Fuwa. He rarely stays up late. He? Okay. In the morning he always finishes breakfast and awaits his clients before I even get up. This is unique. This unique Londoner observed his marvelous ability to analyze anything with his intuition. Sorry. Oh wait, is Fuha probably reading Holmes? Okay, never mind. In most cases, with only details provided by the client, he'd be able to deduce the truth without leaving his clinic. Of course, for those occasional tricky cases, he would also go out to investigate. And now the renowned Mr. Detective is outside London, which makes us all wonder. What inexplicable case awaits at the end of this train? I, Dr. Watson, will be leading you. Oh, it is Fuha. I think Fuha is just reading something from Sherlock Holmes, I guess. You can take a break from your tedious boasting, Doctor. Oh, okay, they're working together. Okay. This work is very important to me, my dear. Wah. How can you call someone's work boasting? I think it's necessary to correct your arrogant opinion. Even if you made it high sounding, I still stick up for my point of view. Holmes and Watson. Why would you use such strange names for characters in a biographical novel? Strange? I don't think so. I think they're great names that complement each other, just like me and you. If you say so, Doctor. Besides, sorry, but I still have some questions. Why do I feel that this Mr. Holmes in your novel is like a composite of my personality in your mind? That's just a literal adjustment. Nature, alas, made only one being out of you throughout this. Sorry about that. Throughout there was material for a good man and a rogue. There are in me the makings of a very fine loafer, which would not make a very charming male character. Oh, okay. I thought I was quoting something, but anyway. I'm glad that you are at least self-aware. One last question. My nationality. I don't think you showed respect for me when you made me British in your story without my consent. Of course I respect you and your enigmatic culture, my friend. But you don't know the dilemma I face. You have to understand that it is quite unorthodox for detective stories to include East Asian characters, who are generally believed to be somewhat magic in the Western society. Please don't take it as a cultural prejudice, but it sounds exactly like a cultural prejudice to me. Come on. What do you expect me to think after I saw you smack a thick wall with your bare hands. I was gonna say knuckles. Fine. I'll let you have this one. My name is Conan Doyle, and as you can see, I'm a novelist. But other than this, there are other two distinct roles that I take on in my life. My client at 221B Baker Street has always been quite. The so-called main profession of mine can barely pay the bills, which though sounds pitiful, but pitiful does not really bother me, as I have sources of extra income to support my interests. My partner and flatmate seems to be famous among the Scotland Yard inspectors. This connection offers opportunities. We provide consulting services for the inspectors as a detective duo. I'm the brain and was the muscle. For each case solved, our clients gets all the credit and we get paid handsomely. We've solved a myriad of cases so far. It's more and more commissions are entrusted to us by Scotland Yard inspectors, and even individual clients. In contrast, my clinic business is getting worse. I've once asked Wa's opinion on the reason for my clinic's failure. Restrained and taciturn as she is, she always gives highly perceptive and insightful answers. I'm sorry about that. If you were a patient, would you choose a clinic that is frequently visited by police officers? She said. Oh, she has a point though. Oh, I just said that. She does have a point. In my spare time, I'll write down my adventure stories based on the cases I've solved. Miss Hudson, my landlady, found the manuscripts and posted them off to a publisher without consulting me. Unexpectedly, these stories become hugely popular after publication. Hence, I become a novelist as well. You can see it from here now. Wa's voice interrupted my thoughts, and I looked out of the window in the direction of her gaze. At the end of the plains within sight, the dim outline of the grey city can be seen. Its Saint Fountain, the desolate city. Had it not been for an unexpected cataclysm happened 5 years ago, it might still be a lively holiday resort. In the city, old Moor Town and mausoleum, I think that's mausoleum of Salad on Table Mountain, had witnessed the ancient Musting era. Sorry about that. The Portuguese fort at the Cape of Good Hope used to hecken back to the age of maritime exploration, and the Victorian style Governor General's office was complemented by the 17th century Baroque style Dutch wine museum. But although spectacular views no longer exist, today's Saint Fountain is a dead city with severe Honkai pollution. The Honkai energy sprawled countless Honkai beasts rampaging around the city. To prevent the disaster from Lab 42 of successful Imperial Institution spent 3 years to build an entropy and effective security system in the city. And the commission we're currently on came from this very research base stationed on the front line of Camelity. Are you sure? Are you sure we should do this? I'm well aware that you are not a hothead, but this case is just bizarre. Walter, Walter Joyce, leader of Lab 42 of Schitzkel Imperial Institution. Even the renowned scientists Dr. Tesla and Dr. Einstein worked for him. Such a big shot had to turn to private detectives. Aren't you curious about the reasons behind it? Not at all. But I am indeed curious about the man named World. Her gaze fell back to the newspaper in her hands, seeming to have forsaken her plan to talk me out of the commission. I took out the baffling invitation letter from my pocket again. The rose is red, the violet is blue. Mary is sweet, and so are you. Okay, the rose is red, and Mary is blue. We are deceived, and so are you. I tried to figure out the connotations of these lines, but all I can see is a love poem. There is another message written on the back of the letter by the sender. If you have any clues about the hidden messages in the poem, please do come to the Walter Manor in St. Fountain. I await your arrival, Mr. Walter Joyce. The paper of the letter is a standard product made in Europe. It should be common stationery in the institution. Though the handwriting was deliberately scratchy and messy, it's still apparent that it was written by a female. This letter was not written by Walter Joyce, which is the only conclusion that can be drawn at the moment. We're deceived, and so are you. I was absently reciting the last line of the poem, when someone in the corner of the carriage caught my eye. It's a stunning woman. She's sitting there quietly, sipping at her tea. All noise seemed to be quietly receding from the space around her. The woman is very dangerous. I don't think you need to be reminded. Ahem. Of course I don't. I gave a little cough to cover up the fact that I was fascinated by her for a moment. Actually, the fact that a retired female opera singer is on a trip to a deadly city alone is already very suspicious. Retired opera singer? My partner finally put down the paper. Indifferent as she appears to be, she actually has a strong curiosity. What is your deduction based on this time? Clothing, deportment, or it's a breathing. The way we and the vast majority of people breathe is called thoracic breathing. While singers of most music genres normally use thoracic abdominal breathing, except for opera singers. Oh, okay, I never know that. Who use abdominal breathing to make their beautiful voices be heard against the symphony without loudspeakers. Abdominal breathing relies on the lower abdomen to control the breathing and make it deeper and longer. It's not a skill that one can easily muster. This woman caught my attention for a moment. I boarded this train. She effortlessly uses abdominal breathing at all times, which is uncommon even among opera singers. Oh, I see. So you've been checking on her since you boarded the train. No need to explain. To explain is an attempt to cover it up, which validates my assumption. Go on, I'm listening. And finally, her acting skills. Acting skills? Yes. Her tears were presumably part of her acting, responding to my self-talk that she picked up. And even I was aware. I still lost a heartbeat when I saw her tears. Who would have, who would have had such wonderful acting skills, except for one of the leading lights in the opera world? Am I right, Miss Irene Elder? Sorry. You flatter me, Mr. Conan Doyle. Even though few people have seen you in person, your name will live forever with the stories of Holmes you wrote. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just back a number of, sorry, just a back number of the stage. Uh, After my value has been fully exploited, I'll soon be forgotten. You're talking riddles, Doctor. Uh, I understand you deduced her from breathing that she's an opera singer, but how would you know her name and that she's retired? It's very simple, Miss Fua. There's a picture of me printed on the back of the newspaper in your hands, under the headline, News About My Retirement. What? Irene Adler, the singer of the Terror, okay, something of something, announced her permanent withdrawal from the stage. Allow me to introduce myself properly. My name is Irene Adler. I was also invited to visit Mr. Joyce, like the two of you. I'm an old friend of his. Delighted to make your acquaintance, Dr. Watson and Mr. Holmes. I hope we have a cordial relationship as a team. Team? What are you talking about? The beautiful woman stood up and bowed her head to us. Meanwhile, the train started to slow down. Which means we'll arrive soon at our destination. St. Fountain, the desolate city. Oof. Okay, that was a lot of text to read. Okay, finally some gameplay. Tell us, Fuha. We walked up at the station and it has already become dark. This is strange. I was told someone would pick us up at the train station, but there's no one here. This isn't right. It's not like we arrived late. Besides, the day's still early, but it's already so dusky. Is this normal in the city? It's said to be a result of the cataclysm. Since 4 years ago, the city's been shrouded in constant heavy rain that blurs the boundary between day and night. Impressive. You are indeed well informed, Mr. Doyle. Yeah, you flatter me, Miss Adler. I just did some research on the train. It seems no one is coming to pick us up. Do you have their contact info, Doctor? Unfortunately, no. They have been very conspicuous. It's always been them reaching me, never the other way around. And the Wealth Manor does not show up on the map. Don't worry, Mr. Doyle. This isn't my first visit to Mr. Joyce's manor. I can lead the way for you and Miss Fua. But if we encounter something unpleasant on the way, I'll have to trouble you to protect me. Right. Are you sure? I can tell from your gust and breath that you're not as delicate as you look. You're a better fighter than Doctor. My dear Fua, if it's not too much to ask, could you not emasculate me in front of a lady? You flatter me, Miss Fua. I'm just a frail woman who only knows a few self-defense moves. Self-defense moves? By the way, I was just stating objective facts. Stating an objective fact, Doctor. Anyway, guess we'll have to trouble you to lead the way, Miss Adler. My pleasure. Okay. Okay, so this is Fallen Rosemary. Looks quite nice. Okay. Okay, I have to go here, I guess. This is kind of looking like a post-Honkai Odyssey. I think maybe it's just nighttime, maybe that's why it's looking like that. Some giant creatures left horrible. Wait a bit too quick. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to be looking for clues. I guess I can't go here. Oh, that is so cool. Pieces of oh snap. Just quickly see what our combos are. Okay, about 5 of that. For God eat emoji, just hold that. Okay. Oh snap, okay, I'm attacked. Probably attacked. Just something like yeah, okay. Okay, so those are Honkai beasts, right? That is my first time seeing them this close. That's not important, Doctor. The real problem is why would there be Honkai beasts near the train station? Isn't there a safe zone in Saint Fountain? This isn't right. In the past 2 years, the security system Entropy built by Mr. Joyce's lab has efficiently restrained Honkai beasts in Saint Fountain from running wild. The Welt Manor and its vicinity, as well as several important areas are all under the system's protection, including the train station and its surrounding area. So you're saying, as we already encountered Honkai beasts, it would be reasonable to assume the security system has failed, right? Beast roar. Right. A wild roar answered my question for her. Sounds like it came from the neighboring street, Doctor. What do we do? How come we... What? How come we already got in such a big trouble before we even arrived at our destination? Despite your complaint, you actually look like an excited child who just received a new toy, Mr. Doyle. Some things are better left veiled, i.e. e.g. certain self-defense moves that can kill Honkai beasts. Am I right, Miss Adler? That's just some little tricks. Nothing worth of discussion. Tea break is over, Doctor. Miss Adler. Sounds like the commotion in the neighboring street is still ongoing. Let's go and check. Okay, so I guess I'm leading the way. Okay, let's go there then. Oh, there's Tesla there. No, for some reason I couldn't move. I can't move. What's going on? What? This controller's plugged in. Oh, there we go. No, I still can't move. Hold on. I don't know, I'm stuck. Okay, I'm trying to control it. Let's just plug this in again. is responding here. Okay, my mouse is working here. Can I... For some reason I can't move. This is very odd.
ここまででしょうか。
That is very odd. Let's try that again. Show, skip. Oops.
慎重に行きましょう。
Wasn't moving. My controller's working fine, so I'm not too sure she was there. Okay, let's skip this text. And let's move to the area. Should I try my ultimate move on this guy? Let's try it on these guys.
地形の神のささやきを聞きましょう。
Phew, that was close. Though I'm very grateful for your help, I still got to carry out my own duties first. Before I thank you properly, I have to ask, who are you people? Why are you here? I started to observe this young lady standing in front of me. She is undoubtedly a beautiful woman who wears her fiery red hair in two ponytails with one on each side. The aggressiveness and alertness in her eyes are slightly counteracted by her aura of exceptional intelligence. I've never seen such a female with such forceful and imposing presence in my life. She is simply the exact interpretation of the objective confident, which reminds me of some rumors about someone. I'm honored to meet you, Dr. Tesla. What? The red-headed girl revealed a surprised look for a second, but then she instantly straightened her face. I see. You're the novelist. Wait, no, then doctor or detective. Those are all me, Dr. Tesla, and this is my partner, Miss Fua. Nice to meet you, Dr. Tesla. And this lady here. Before I could introduce Miss Adler to Dr. Tesla, she already noticed the graceful figure behind me. There's been a subtle change in her facial expression. She now looks a bit awkward and scared. Hello, Frederica? Yeah, thank you so much for coming on short notice, Miss Adler. It's been a while. You seem to have become more adorable. You give me a blush, Miss Adler. Now there's something about you that makes me want to pamper you even more. Don't come any closer. I'm not following the conversation, Doctor. It's okay. You're too pure to understand that. Shut up, detective. Sorry. My name is Dr. Frederica and Nikola Tesla, staff member of Lab 42 of Schitt's Imperial Institution. I wanted to say welcome to Dr. Saint, to Saint Fountain, but as you can see here, the city is not a hospitable place. I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the Honkai beast that we just met? As far as I know, this should be a safe zone under the protection of the entropy system. Uh, how did they break in? I'll explain later. This is not the place for conversation. Let's get in the car. I'll take you to the manor. Okay. Okay, I think we'll leave that. Well, I think we leave it here for today. Okay, cool. I got some rosemary. About 30. I'll have to see what I can use it for. Wow, we actually got quite a bit to do. Well, I'm sure we can do this in 22 days, definitely. Okay. Clear daily investigation stages to get tokens based on time and progress. Time, cost, and progress. Okay. Every group of daily investigation stages has a token cap, which is shown on the stage entry screen. Every clearing of daily investigation stage boosts evidence level by 1, and enhances the Valkyrie in daily investigations and X stages. 3 daily investigation tickets are given every day, and each clearing costs 1 ticket. Tickets capped at 10. Each stage group features 1 daily investigation stage and 3 extra stages. Clear extra stages to get powerful extra skills used in the daily investigations stages of the group. Boost your evidence level and X skills to become stronger in clear stages with ease. Okay. Currently 11 gold. Anyway, that was interesting. So this is like a little side event, or story I should say. Anyway guys, we'll leave that here today, and we'll continue this in the next video. Cheers.